out here a little bit, a good like 10, 15 minutes, but to bring the introduction back, we like to give all praises to Yahawah,
YAHAWASHI,
Yahawashai,
YAHAWASHI,
Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles at the X, GMS, and the elders that rule on well down throughout all the camps, and the brothers teaching the word and sincerity and truth, the men, women, and children that believe in Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. So we're going to continue with the word. What was we at? Second Ezra 15. No, you ain't got time.
Okay. Second Ezra 15 and 2. And caused them to be written in paper.
Yeah, because the word that was written on paper was what? The paper of what? The Bible. Because what? You read books. Now, it's not the Quran, it's not the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Now, I'm not saying it's not true written in these books, because a lot of those books, really the Quran is nothing but a watered down copy of the Bible. It's a watered down Bible. You know, instead of going to Jerusalem, praying to Jerusalem worship, they started praying in Mecca. You know, you say, Assalamu alaikum, may peace be upon you. The root word in Hebrew is shalom. Ibn in Arabic means son. Bun in Hebrew means son. Malik means king, because you got a lot of brothers named Malik that really come from the Hebrew word malak. It means king. You know, they got a place of worship. Our place of worship is Jerusalem. Their place of worship is what? Mecca. They wear the brown cap. The so-called Jews wear what? The yarmulke. You know, and it's so many. Really, a lot of these religions is nothing but watered down copies of the Bible. But this way, a lot of y'all gonna go wrong at, because one thing that's written in the scriptures is the RFID, CHIP, right? And I hate kind of talking like that, but the Lord spoke in riddles. And that's showing you what? That the time is coming where the parable of the 10 virgins is coming. Because the Lord spoke in riddles where the people couldn't get what he was saying. And he told them, like, it's for you to know the mysteries.
Free phone.
Now we good, brother. Give me Matthew 13 and 9. So the Lord spoke in riddles. And the reason the Lord spoke in riddles, because it wasn't meant for the masses to get what he was saying. And now, for years, we've been speaking in, like, straight up playing, breaking things down, doing works of an evangelist and so on. But now, due to the internet and, you know, shit getting canceled and cut off, we got to refer to, like, the so-called Amalek. We got to refer to Amalek as the hats, the 48ers. And so somebody might be like, yo, what is you talking about? So now it's like, yo, do we kill our stream and break the code word to inform you compared to thousands of people that might be listening? Or we've got to tell you, wait till after camp and we tell you on camera. But that's the Lord putting a smash on his word as far as coming out to the masses. Because now everything is done in riddles. We got to say the juice and these different, like, code words. And you might walk up like, what the hell is he talking about? And if you can't use the context clues to uncode what we're saying, you would be lost in our biblical slang. But that's really the Lord snatching his word from the earth. Yeah.
Matthew 13, verse 9. Who have ears to hear, let them hear.
Meaning what? Who have an ear of understanding, let him understand. Because you could talk to somebody all day, but they still won't what? They still won't understand, man. They still won't, like, hey, what he say in rush hour? Do you get the words that's coming out of my mouth? and like talking to these people be like that sometimes, because you trying to, like, reach out to them, but it's just like, God damn, he won't get it, man. They won't get it. And it's like, it's just funny. These people got master's degrees, and the Bible is written in good English, it's proper grammar, but these people, for some reason, lack reading comprehension when it comes to the scriptures. You're like, yo, you a PhD, you a master, you an English major, you a history major. But they can't get the history of the Lord that he written in the scriptures. And I find it amazing. But I do understand because the Lord blinded these people. He had to. Because these people they pass all type of tests. They get their degrees. They pass all types of fucking school curriculums. Like, you gotta have reading comprehension to a degree or well enough to pass these different exams to get certified in whatever field you're in. But however, these same people, when it comes to the Bible, their reading comprehension just goes the fuck out the window. Because a lot of things in the scriptures a lot of it is like 1 + 1 is 2. Like, to see that we the Israelites is not hard. But when they come to read it, and the scriptures is very clear. You can use process of elimination and various other things to make these pointers, prophecies and so on, that exclude the other nations that point towards us. However, they still can't see it. And I find that amazing, but it gotta be the Lord to blind somebody that deeply. Because it's basic common sense. A lot of things in the scriptures is just 1 + 1 is 2.
Verse 10, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
Yeah, so it was given unto you. So now we kind of coming in them times because we walk in the footsteps of big bro, YAHAWASHI. So it's just like, yo, if you don't know what we talking about, it's kind of like too bad. You know what I'm saying? Because we could say something and get the whole channel taken down, right? Or we could just choose not to tell you and edify the thousands of people that's already in the know. Because what a lot of people take this truth for granted. A lot of people take this truth for granted, and it's coming to the time that where it's going to be harder and harder to find this truth and to get this truth. Can you give me Baba Kushak, can you give me Isaiah 6 and 10?
Okay.
And it's funny, like a brother called me, I ain't gonna say his name. He called me, it's funny, like, and I do wish well for the brother. However, he strayed from the truth. He was in the truth with the original DTA camp. He strayed. I tried to get him 2 times, but he went back in the world. Like, really tried to get an evangelist work, knocking on his door, trying to sit and sup with him, pouring my all into him, but he went back in the world. But now that he's jammed up under Esau with jail, the brother actually called me like, yo, could you spoon feed me again? I'm kind of like, no, I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to spoon feed you again. I would like send you some prayers that you pray on, but like to take my time and dumping it, it's like, yo, you don't come to the Lord when you feel like it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I'm the Lord. You know what I'm saying? I'm far from the Lord. The Lord could destroy me any second. I'm just a brother trying to make it. Brothers might call me elder, whatever. I'm just a brother trying to make it, fighting for the same penny like you. But this particular brother, I just find it ironic that brothers like to do what they want to do, and when they find it kind of like convenient for them, they think you kind of supposed to stop your whole life and be their personal like tutor. But it don't work like that, and that's where a lot of foolish virgins gonna get caught up on. You know, it's like, yo, watch this video, get what you get from it, find it online, because the word is still out here. It might be harder to find because Esau snatching videos now. But it was times that brothers was your personal tutors and willing to answer your calls and talk to you on the phone for hours and all of that. But now that's kind of like fading out.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 6 verse 9. It says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat.
Yeah, well, what do fat do? It clogs your arteries. You know, if you eat a lot of fat, you could get a stroke, or you could get a MCI, myocardial infarction, which is the proper medical term of a heart attack. And what the fat do, it clogs your veins and arteries so where blood don't flow through properly, and it causes a blockage. If it causes a blockage with your brain, that's caused a stroke. And that can be severely devastating, and we all know about heart attacks. So our people spiritually, it said, make the heart of these people fat. The Lord's the illest kind of rapper, because we all know your heart is the main artery that pumps blood throughout your body to your smaller arteries. So the Lord said, I'm going to put fat around these people's heart, but really the word heart is in the Hebrew law, which meaning your mind. So the Lord actually put spiritual blockers. He put fucking pork juice and, I gotta put it in niggas' time. He put neck bones and pork juice. Crisco. What's that white shit that Ishmael be making for grease? Lard.
Lord, yeah.
Yeah, he put that around Jake's spiritual mind to where they can't like fully receive the truth. A little blood might seep through, but it's still like a blockage, enough to cause a stroke or a heart attack. And those, hey man, hey. I mean, just being an Israelite in these fleshly bodies, on the curses, man, besides diabetes and high blood pressure, listen, man, you don't want to experience no stroke, man. A stroke, man, that's like you, like the Lord can bounce you back from it, but it might be 2 years. Like you can't move your limbs, like your one half the side of your, it's like you temporarily paralyzed. The face drooping, you know? So that's what, 2/3 of our people got a spiritual stroke on them, man. They got a stroke, you know? Read on
Verse 10. Make the heart of this people fat and make their ears heavy and shut their eyes.
Yeah, now something that's heavy is hard to carry. See, I picked this sign up, right? He'd be like, yo, man, it's heavy. Meaning like, yo, it's hard to deal with. Something that's heavy, like when your mind is heavy, that means you're stressing. Meaning it's hard to like cope with your situation. So when the Lord make your ears heavy, meaning like, it's like, I hear what you're saying, but it's hard to accept it. Like, I'm struggling to carry it. Like something that's not heavy, you like, nah, you know, it's a sign. You lift it up and you just walk to the car, you're like, nah, I got it, bro. But something that's heavy put a strain on you. Meaning you carrying it, but it's fucking with you. And that's basically this word to the 2/3 of the minds of our people.
It says, least they shall see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart and convert and be healed. Then said I, Lord, how long?
Yeah, because he was like, yo, he saw the condition of our people. Like Ezekiel, in Ezekiel 37, he asked the Lord, how long, the Lord asked Ezekiel, he said, how long will our people be like this? He said, Lord, he said, Lord, only thou know. Meaning like, because Ezekiel saw the condition of our people. So Jeremiah kind of asked him the same thing, like, yo, how long will Israel stay blind? Read on.
And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitants.
Yeah, meaning like, yo, the light gonna hit these niggas when the nukes is in the sky. That's when the Lord's saying, it is gonna be a breaking point of when YAHAWASHI cracked them clouds. It's gonna be a one last second breaking point where 2/3 gonna finally know the truth. They're gonna finally know it was a prophet amongst them. They're gonna finally know who the true living power was, but it's gonna be too late. It's gonna be like a split second. But he said what? 2/3 gonna be blind until the cities is waste without inhabitants. And that kills that, because you got a lot of our people now that's trying to restore our people. You can't restore these niggas, man. You can't do it. Now, I ain't just saying be out there as a renegade, just saying, you know, but listen, if they come into the fold, they come into the fold. My earlier years in the truth, I was trying to save everybody. I thought my friends, I wanted all my homies from the world to be down. I'm like, nigga, we roll together in school. We jump niggas in the alley. Come into this shit with me. Yo, I wanted, oh, yo, that shit was a major disappointment. Because even the ones that got down still went back into the world. And yo, we men. And as a man, we don't change. Women change friends a lot. You meet a chick, you gotta have a sister. She has some friends. You see her like a year later. Half of those friends is gone. You see her 2 years later. She got a whole new entourage. Like, men don't really change like partners like that. Like, our mentality, like, nigga, we boys to the death. Even if, hey, I met brothers that kind of like went different ways in the truth. That kind of still like, yeah, I still holler at the brother from time to time, you know what I'm saying? Because men, we deal with honor. Like, it's like the code between us, like, nah, you don't do no fuck shit. You ride with your man, with your dad, this and that. Now, I'm not saying go against the Lord for that, brother, but it's still like a code of honor amongst men. Women would change their whole entourage of friends, I don't fuck with her no more, blah, 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 whatever, you know? Yeah, they kind of like, the word, they really think about it, not to change topic, but to think about it. You never heard the word honor come out of a woman's mouth. And if you did, like, you lucky to hear that. But the word honor, like, you never heard a woman say, that's not honorable. Because they don't, that is not like part of their nature to say like certain, like words like that, you know? But go ahead, brother.
It says, until the cities be wasted without inhabitants, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly destroyed.
Yeah, that's when Jake gonna wake up. Can you give me Jeremiah 6 and 10? The same book, chapter, verse, just one over. Chapter and verse, just one over. But yeah, hey, the Lord clearly told you that's when Jake gonna wake up. But you got our people trying to save 2/3. You can't save 2/3. The judgment already written. You going against prophecy trying to save 2/3. And that shows you what? You don't understand the will of the Lord.
Jeremiah 6 verse 10.
Right.
To whom shall I speak and give warning, that they may hear? Behold, their ear is uncircumcised.
Yeah, now if you deal with uncircumcision, now that's is when you break it down, right? So you got to know about the law of circumcision, what kind, what happened if you didn't do it, the uncleanness and all of that. When you uncircumcised, you get a lot of debris, dirt, excess skin, fat. Yo, let's be mature about this. Build up around your rod, right? I ain't gonna use no vulgar words, but build up around your rod. You gotta like peel it back to like clean it. And it's like shit that get caught up under there. It's just like a terrible process. Then when the Passover come around, if you're not circumcised, call a Mayim, Tawawa, call a Mayim, Tawawa, Barakim. I might have butchered that a little bit, but the Passover spinning back, we still here. But all circumcised men stand for the Torah blessing, right? And if you're not circumcised, now you can still be at the Passover. Brothers don't be like, get out, you ain't circumcised. But that particular part of the service, you got to sit down. And I see brothers like really like pay the money, gave up their income tax to get themselves circumcised, right? And I heard women complain about giving oral sex or doing different things. And like I said, let's be mature about it. I'm just trying to hit the point and be a little more edifying about men that's uncircumcised and like how like unclean it could be. And that's the minds, and I say that to say this, that's the minds of Jake, because that's what the Lord compared it to. You got like fat, because basically uncircumcision is fat, like blocked up over like your rod to where you're not able to like clean it or use it like properly. Now, a woman's reproductive organ, their vagina, is more susceptible to diseases than our penis. However, if you uncircumcised, you're more susceptible to an STD and bacteria like a woman's vagina. Why? Because it's covered with all of that fat and slob over it. And that's the minds of Jake, man. He said their minds is like uncircumcised. The 8th day, you haven't been circumcised. And 8 represent what? The elder Ei brought out in eternity, right? Because 8, you do have like, 8 is like a figure 8, and then you have like the snake. If you look on the Catholic card, they got like, people in the Catholic church, they got like the figure 8 fish, the fish 8 going on, and it represent like a symbol of eternity, which is actually beautiful, right? And also 8 represents new beginnings, right? Because when it's a new beginning for this world, we will be in our eternity. You know what I'm saying? So it all ties in, because it was 8 sons who repopulated the flood. It was Noah, his wife, 2, their 3 sons, 5, and their 3 wives, 8. And so it was 8 souls that repopulated the earth. And when you look up the number 8 in Chinese, it's a symbol of a boat, right? And they ain't even Israelites, they Moabites. But they ain't even got the number 8. They got, they got symbols for their numbers. But the number 8 is a boat, because it was 8 souls, really 6. But, I mean, however you want to look at it. It was 8 souls used to repopulate the earth.
Isaiah 45, verse 17. It says, "But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end."
Yeah, we shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. So look, even after our people die, I don't really like telling super boneheads this, because they use it as a cloak of maliciousness. They're like, well, if I'm going to die and come back anyway, I might as well just be wicked. I'm going to still make it. That's the mentality of a nigga. But the mentality of the elect, if the Lord told me like, hey, brother, you're not going to make it, I'm going to destroy you, I would still serve the Lord. I won't go back into the world like, well, my judgment was sealed. He told me I'm done. I'm just about to be wicked. Because it's not really in me to do that. I'm going to still do the right thing. Because I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not going to feel like, yo, I'm not promised salvation, so I'm going to just be wicked. But the other side of the coin is, the wicked feel like, yo, if I'm going to die anyway and make it eventually, fuck it, I'm going to just be wicked. And that's the wrong mentality to have.
Let's start back at the top. To whom shall I Jeremiah 66. To whom shall I speak and give warning, that they may hear? Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord is unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it.
Yeah, it's like you rebuking them. You know what's funny? Like, it was times I was like more younger in the truth. I used to swing my sword heavy, curse words, you motherfucker, da da da. I found out no matter how heavy or light you swing your sword, people was offended by it. We had this, I haven't seen since the elder Ei got on him. He haven't came back since. You know, the
transit guy?
The transit guy. And we used to see him. We used to periodically see him at least like once a month. I haven't like seen him at all. Maybe that rebuke really got to him. But it was times that, brothers kind of was real reasonable with him, took his questions. We knew he was scoffing and still took his questions. Certain brothers might even pray for him. I ain't knocking that. But however, he still took it as an offense. You know, and brothers wasn't even coming down heavy with the hammer. So man, 2/3 is just offended by YAHAWASHI, period. Like, I mean, of course, if you swing your sword heavy, your laceration is gonna be deeper. Of course, that's just basic logic. But even if you swing your sword light, they still gonna get cut by it. You know? And we get cut by the word, but we humble down and repent. know. But a lot of 2/3 of our people, no matter what you say to them in the humblest way, with no so-called curse word, they still offended by the word. They still like can't get with it. People is offended by the name YAHAWASHI and Yahawah. You be like, nah, the name, you know, and you can say it in the most sweetest, humblest way with the Cinderella voice. They gonna still be offended by it, you know? So look, 2/3 gotta die, they gotta be destroyed. That's it on that? All right, let one of y'all come up. Show some love on the floor. But yeah, with that, I'm gonna let another brother come up to edify the church. And shalom.
When that brother want to go?
Yeah, I'll speak for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just pass it off to him. Yeah, I just want to, you know, touch on this little, this thing with Kyrie Irving a little bit. You know, he basically tweeted out.
Make sure you use cold terms.
Oh yeah, I know, yeah, because these devils, they'll take shit down. But you know, he tweeted out a video of you know, I guess talking about a movie that's called Hebrews to Negroes, and I guess, you know, he liked the, you know, whatever the video, if he watched it, and you know, he just expounded on it whatever a little bit. He didn't say nothing wrong. He didn't say, you know, anything derogatory towards anybody. He just tweeted out something. And then the owner of that team, the team that he's on, Joe Tsai, whatever, basically said, you know, oh, that's anti-Semitism. You know, you're going, you know, you're saying, you know, you're tweeting out a video that's, you know, that's going towards dissing, you know, the Amalek, you know, these rats. And so he said, well, you know, he said that's offensive, and, you know, you have to, you know, like, you know, that's not cool. But what did he really do? He didn't do anything. Like, what? People are getting offended because our people are waking up. They're not waking. You know, he would have been more cool if he would have tweeted out some nigga shit. If he would have tweeted out some fuck you hoes and, you know, niggas killing each other, some wicked shit. He'd have been cool with that. You know, but you have a problem. People are waking up because he said that the, you know, the rats whatever could basically funded the slave ships for us to get here, for our captivity. So he.
Now I was gonna say, somebody made a point too. It's like, all right, he tweeted out a link because it was from Amazon. It was how to watch it on Amazon. But nobody's getting on Amazon for having that movie there. They're not calling them anti-Semitic for that.
That's right.
That just shows you it's a bunch of bullshit, man.
Done. And you know, now he's being persecuted right now. You know, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be told, oh well, you know, you have to be you have to be educated or re-educated or whatever from what you have learned, whatever, which is bullshit. Because what they going to lie to him and say, oh, that shit never happened, and oh, you know, you came over here, you know, what, willingly? No, we didn't come here willingly. That's how you know this devil, man. He's just, you know, he's causing all kinds of confusion, and he doesn't want, you know, he doesn't want us to wake up to who we really are. You know, they want to keep us from us being a nation again. But it's a scripture on that. If a brother can give me that.
I got you. Psalms chapter 83, verse 1. It says, keep not silent, O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, our enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They said, come, let us cut off them from us. Let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance.
That's right. That's why we're called bywords. We're called niggas. We're called Negroes. We're called blacks, Hispanics, Indians. And that word Indian means savage. You know, Native Americans and shit. We're called everything under the sun except Hebrew Israelites. You know, we're called everything under the sun. You know, they don't want us to wake up to who we are. And you can't even speak no truth no more, because they're gonna find it offensive, and they can give you grounds to terminate you and to ruin your life and take everything from you. Look what they doing to Kanye West. He's no longer a billionaire no more. He's losing all his money. And then now he lost all his endorsements. Now he's about to get sued, and now they're gonna take whatever he got sitting in his bank, because he's about to get sued. You know. But the Lord, you know, he's using these celebrities to bring persecution on the men of the Lord that's out here teaching this gospel. We already seen it through the Holy Spirit. We already seen it. So now there's gonna be the media coming down, or you know, oh yeah, you know, those black Hebrew Israelites, whatever, they did some shit, whatever, you know, harming who and you know, hurting whoever, this, that, and the third. Or some shit go down, some false flag, and then they got our pictures, and you know, our pictures on the screen with our names and shit. You know, wanted for whatever. Now here come those indictments. But we're willing to get persecuted for the Lord. You know. What does the scripture say? Where it says, you know,
Matthew 11.
Yeah, Matthew 11. Yeah, you know.
Say that 11 and 6 and 5 and 11.
Right, and then the scriptures talk about strive unto the truth unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. That's what we're fighting for, that crown of life. Our kingdom, our riches lying stored in heaven, because we ain't got shit here. Yeah, go ahead.
Acts 14, verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
That's right. Do much persecution, do much hell, do much, slander. You know, do much all of that. You know, we have to endure until the end. All the, you know, the shit talking and all, you know, they're a hate group, or you know, they're domestic terrorists, or whatever they want to call us. You know. We have to stand firmly with YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, you know, unto death. Because I ain't got shit here, and a lot of brothers, we ain't got shit here. We ain't got nothing here to look forward to.
You're saying the shit that we got here obviously could be taken from you.
That's right.
Like you said with Kanye.
That's right.
Like he was a billionaire. He was a billionaire just 2 weeks ago. Now he's not that
Overnight,
anymore.
he became, I think, a millionaire, probably a thousandaire
I
right
think they
now.
say he got like, he's worth like 40 million right now.
And that shit gonna be gone. That shit gonna be gone. He's gonna be on the street.
Hey, he sad.
That's
sad.
Nah, that's sad to me with the power that
How the fuck?
Sad in the sense of how they got the power to be able to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
But he sold out.
He worked for that shit.
Nah, he sold out for that shit.
sold out.
Well, he sold out.
This
but-
time-
Ain't no sympathy. Don't try to get no sympathy on that.
I mean, Amalek is a greaseball, man, too,
Hey,
though.
the scriptures telling
Amalek
you.
is grimy, man.
The Lord said it, man. It's like what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?
Right.
Like he already had his consolation, man. That's why they said, woe unto the rich, for you already received your consolation. And now we at the end, and all of that shit not gonna be worth nothing. Remember, if the Lord said, woe unto the rich man, for your riches are cankered, how much more for these niggas that sold out, man?
Nah, you right. It's just my carnal side. Just kind of like, yo, man, God damn.
But it's not even just it's not even carnal side, because at the end of the day, we all agree fuck Kanye, but it's how Amalek is
Amalek is
Right.
a grimy
you can say whatever you want
motherfucker,
about
man.
Jake, and nothing happens. But soon as you say something about Amalek, they got the power to take everything from you. That's bullshit. That just shows you in fucking hell right now.
It's like what they're actually doing.
Right. And that lets you know we still feel for our people, even though they did the wickedness and they sold out for riches and shit like that, for fame and all that. But he's still our brother. He's still, you know, a fellow Hebrew Israelite brother, you know. And you know, that was so, you know, he was in the entertainment world, whatever. And then he was just speaking truth to certain things. And then now they're demonizing him, and now they're taking everything away from him. We just feeling, you know, we know what he did to get in the industry. We already know what he did, you know. But he's still a brother, regardless of what, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, you know, it's the balance of that too, Salaki.
Right, it's a
because YAHAWASHI, when he came and he seen Jerusalem, he was like, he basically wept over Jerusalem. He was like, oh Jerusalem, what if you know? Let me see if I can find that. If you knew what belonged to thy peace, and that's the thing. Our people don't know what belongs into them, man. They trying to get Esau shit, but you got the kingdom of heaven that the Lord died and died for you so you can obtain, but you trying to go back to Egypt.
Right.
You trying to just like how when we came out of Egypt, you still got Jake that was crying about the cucumbers in the leeks and all that, man. We looking past this place, man. Let me see if I can find that.
I got a precept.
You got it.
Meanwhile, Matthew 5:11. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake.
That's right. We're being persecuted for the Lord's namesake, you know. We stand out here boldly proclaiming the name of the Lord and preaching on the downfall of Babylon. That's what we're doing right now. You know, we're making our bodies a living sacrifice. You know?
So I just want to say, and especially in the times that we're in, because as 50 Cent said, it's hot right now for everybody. You know, 50 Cent didn't even want to work with Kanye because of what's going on. And he told him, like, yo, you got to just buy a car you like and then drive off into the sunset because you're making it hot for everybody right now. So for us to come out here while this is all happening and you know, present our bodies, like the brother said, present our bodies as a living sacrifice, that just goes to show you the boldness that the YAHAWASHI, you know, gave us, man. Because, you know, somebody that is timid or afraid, they would be like, yo, you know, right now it probably shouldn't be the best time to go out here and teach. You know, it's probably not the best time to come out here and you know, do all these things because there's a light being shined upon anybody who proclaims to be a Hebrew Israelite. Because the world, they're what they're doing with their media. They're about to make being a Hebrew Israelite or calling yourself a Hebrew Israelite against the law, man. Just like how they did during the time of the Greeks, man. Where it was it's unlawful to call yourself a Jew. Whereas we're in that time during the time of Nero, anybody who was persecuting the Christians, which were who? The disciples that were called Christians, which were the Israelites who believed on YAHAWASHI. They were literally, it was a crime to be a Christian in the Roman Empire under Nero, man. So ain't nothing new underneath the sun. We in those times right now.
That's right, man. I was gonna say, you know, show you more. They don't give a fuck about us. And that school shooting that happened, what was that, like a week ago in St. Louis. Now it was a Jake that did it, but it was nothing but Jake kids that got shot up. Why isn't that being pushed out there like the regular school shooting?
Right.
Because it wasn't their children. That just shows, man. They put it in your face. They don't fuck with you.
Right. That's right.
You really hear that.
And you know, the scripture talk about Noah shall tarry, wait for it. Things are happening. The Most High is making moves right now through the Spirit. You know, shit is happening. You know, that's why, you know, we got to stand. You know, we got to watch as well as pray. You know, because shit is happening right now. You know, sometimes you like, man, it's like I'm just working and I'm just, you know, I'm serving the Lord and I'm going home dealing with the bullshit and then, you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing really happening, but things are happening. But you know, everything's, you know, prematurely, like everything's, you know, it's
in the Lord's
escalating.
time.
It's, you know what I mean?
You
It's
can't
getting
be
there.
in that rotation.
It's steps. Right. And sometimes men can get weak. I'm like, man, this ain't shit going on, man. Oh, man, you know, I thought, man, we about to be in war like last week or something. No, but things are escalating, you know? Because we're going to have to go do some shit too, the prophets of the Lord. We're going to have to get persecuted for this truth. You know, we're going to have to go through some shit, you know? And hopefully the Lord see us, a lot of us through. You know, some men are going to get, you know, tried for this and arrested, you know? And be put before, you know, the courts and shit like that with them. You know? We're going to get demonized. Things are going to happen. You know, but we have to, you know, we got to stand firm. You know, we just got to, you know, pray that the Lord, you know, sees us through and have that hedge of that covering over us. You know, that protection. You know, because we don't know what we're going to go through. You know what I mean? We don't know exactly what we're going to do. We know what's going to happen, but we don't know exactly what's going to happen. You know?
Yeah, I just want to add to that point because I don't know how big it was in Israel about not something I would say what happened to us, but the so-called incident in 21 with the FBI. You know what I'm saying? With that whole Jersey City thing with Amalek. They actually tried to personally throw us under but they couldn't tie us into the dude. So I guess they left it alone or whatever, this and that. But it's not just us. possibly they could have used us, you know, especially, you know, brothers, you know, got names like DTA and so on, this and that. You know, and out of wisdom, you know, brothers stop like yelling and shouting that so much, because really to be like DTA is a state of mind. And not saying we're going to actually carry out that mission, but we do want this place to fall so our kingdom could come in, because it's all biblical prophecy. So, I mean, like, to cut that out of the speech, whatever. As long as, like, that's just like curving the word MOTB, I don't want to even say it, and just saying nickname words. Like, okay, fine, whatever. But the point is that they tried to, they thought that was like a breaking point to use us, but they couldn't fully get the full tie-in. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they left it alone, or maybe they still searching, whatever, man. But the point is that what? It was a scare tactic. But it ain't gonna always be a scare tactic. It's gonna be like real shit. Like, yo, not just our camp. It's gonna be like, yo, brothers is like really apprehended, and fucking jobs is gone and shit like that. I gotta move back to fucking my old room or mom's basement. Shit gonna get real to the point where you gotta have it fully installed, then you fuck this place to go on, because that's what keeps you going on. If you see a future in this place, or you holding on to this place, and that shit like that happened to you, it's gonna really bother you. It's gonna really bother you. But if you really got deep down inside you, fuck this place, for you to downsize or downgrade, or to go from catching a car to catching a bus, or to eating fucking Root Chris, to eating fucking $3 turkey and cheese at Poppy store. For the Lord, you gotta accept that. Because we all gonna be, things gotta get worse before it gets better. However, brothers was able to hold on to whatever they so-called got for the time being. But all that shit gonna be snatched and taken away. Eventually.
Appreciate it. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
Right. We're going to be tried now, how gold is tried unto fire. We're going to get tested in this truth. You know, we're going to have to go through shit. You know, we're going to have to see, the Lord's going to see what we're made of. You know? Now, how much hell can we take until we fold up and just say, you know what, I give up? The Lord is going to test us on all grounds and all aspects. You know, that's what he does. He's going to test the men. You know, and I just pray that all of us here standing right now would pass that test, because we're going to get persecuted, whether it be in the lightest form or the most extreme. You know, but we got to be ready.
Verse 14. If ye be reproached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified.
That's right. And that word reproach means to be shamed, to be looked down. You know, oh, look there, what you look at y'all niggas out here doing? Y'all sitting up here causing trouble, man. People getting upset with y'all, man. Y'all sitting up here talking about this Bible stuff. You know what I mean? That's what's going to happen. Families coming against us. Your moms, you know what I mean? Your father, whoever, your parents, your kids, if you got some. Your woman, you know what I mean? Friends may come at you. Like, yo, man, what you doing, man? Yo, man, you making it hot. Like you said, talking about the whole 50s thing. You making it hot right now, bro. Like, you gotta calm this shit down. Like, you gotta stop this. Like, what's this about? But we trying to edify and wake up our people to let them know who they are. And our people don't want to take heed. So you know what? Shit is gonna intensify. Most High gonna start fucking a lot of people up. Straight like that. You know?
Verse 15. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. Yet, if any man suffer as a follower of Hamashiach, as it says Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify on God, on the Most High, on this behalf.
Right. That's why, the scriptures talk about, spare not, show my people their transgressions. Cry out loud, spare not, show my people their transgressions. God here firmly and boldly, and you know what I mean, and condemn our people with as far as with their shit, with their sinning and shit like that, whatever. But to also wake up our people and to let them know who they really are. We gotta stand firm for this. Like I said, make our bodies a living sacrifice. You know what I mean? The most High there's gonna be a reward for this. There's gonna be a reward for this. Going through all this shit that we're going through, you know what I mean? Doing the works, There's a reward for this. But you have to have faith, you just have to pray, you have to fast, do everything in your power, to not lose that oil, not lose that Holy Spirit, Yeah,
something else.
I see something like it. Yeah, I wanna, when he said he making shit hot, and that's because Esau, that's why Esau wanna wipe out all of Jake ultimately, because Jake got that rebellious spirit. Like, no matter what you do to Jake, as the Lord told the prophets, they have rebelled against me, so they're gonna rebel against you. No matter what you give Jake and what you do to Jake, it's always gonna be like a few out the bunch that's like, fuck it, we rebelling, this and that. They get tired of shit. And that's why 50 said that, like, yo, you making shit hot, because it's like, nigga, we trying to eat. And Esau like, listen, if y'all niggas keep periodically popping up doing this, Colin Kaepernick, whether it was a setup or not, whatever. If y'all niggas keep doing this, I'ma just wage war on all you nigger entertainers. I'ma put all of y'all under strict ass rules where all of y'all gotta report to me to do the slightest interview. And that's what he was saying, like, nigga, you making shit hot. We trying to obey the master and play by master rules. But you coming out with this rebellion spirit, and Amalek not gonna pinpoint, keep picking out niggas that's rebellion. He gonna be like, listen, all you celebrity niggas we gave a chance, any type of entertainment, sports, music, whatever, we putting y'all niggas under strict guidelines. And that's what he meant by you making shit hot.
Hey, that's what they basically, how you said about Kyrie. They basically get to the point, because all Kyrie did was post a link. He didn't say what he thought about it. He didn't make an opinion on it or anything. But they're getting to the point where they're attacking your free think. It's not even free speech no more. It's your you can't even have free thinking, man. That's when that goes into what? Worshiping the beast. Because if you're not 100% aligned with what this devil's his rhetoric, what he says is right, what he says is true, okay, what he says is false, then you're going to be demonized, you're going to be ostracized, you're going to be pushed out of society. I got something here. Revelation 2, verse 25. It says, but that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. And I just want to add on to that. And that's what we have is this knowledge and this understanding, this truth, man, this ministry. So no matter what, we gotta hold fast onto what we know to be true, because this devil knows he can't come at us, on an informational thing, on like, you come up here, you saying that y'all the chosen people, y'all the people of the book. We're saying we're the people of the book. So let's go to the book and let's go back and forth with that, man. Let's see. You prove your point, we'll prove our point. But they're not going to do that. So instead, they're going to create they're going to create a society or create, a narrative to where we are terrorists, we're misogynists, we're homophobic, we're xenophobia, we're Islamophobia, we're all these different things, man. Except actually dealing with what we're talking about. Because we're talking about the prophecies, man. We're talking about the Lord coming to restore the kingdom to Israel. and and that's right in the Bible. That's right in the same book that your presidencies swear on when they get inaugurated. The same book that you have a witness put their right hand on in your court system. But here it is. Nobody wants to talk about actually the things that's written in the book. All you want to say is if we claim to be the people, if we say that we're the people, then we're anti-S. And if you're anti-S, then you're a domestic terrorist. You got to be silent. You got to be this. You got to be that. And a lot of our own people is falling for that rhetoric, man. And it's really because they're afraid of Pharaoh. That's what it really is. And it's the same spirits come back, just like how and they was afraid of the Romans during that time. They was afraid of the Greeks. They killed YAHAWASHI. They said, what? We can't leave this man alone. If we leave him alone, everybody gonna follow him, and the Romans gonna come and take our place away. And that's what 50 is saying. They gonna take our place away, man. You fucking up the game for us.
Right. And it's the same thing when when they in the time of Egypt when when Pharaoh, when he damn. Sorry, yeah, when right, and he freed the Israelites out of Egypt, and then when part in the Red Sea and everything, when the Lord freed our people from out of Egypt, and what did they say? Oh man, because the Egyptians were after them, so he said, yo, like the man told Noah, like, listen, these people are after us, like, it would have been better off to serve Pharaoh, because they catch us, they're gonna kill us, and they were vexing Noah. They were just like, vexing Moses. I'm sorry, damn, I got them mixed up. Moses. They were vexing Moses, and he was just like, yo, hold the faith, like, just come on, like, the Lord is gonna come through. He's not. He didn't leave us behind. And then that's when the part in the Red Sea happened, and then we went to the wilderness when we crossed the Red Sea.
I got a precept for that point, though.
You gotta go.
All right, to back you on that point on the sellouts, this first Maccabees 1 and 11, and in those days they went out Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we are departed from them, we had much sorrow. For this device pleased them well. Then certain other people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the custom of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief.
Hey, sold to do mischief, man. It said, and up in there it said that what? Let us join ourselves to the heathen and do after, basically their devices. Because since we departed from them, we've had much sorrow, and that's what you see happening to Kanye right now. Because how does Esau really oppress you in this society is by way of what? Hitting your pockets, man. Because as the scripture says, money is a defense. So if he takes away your money, that's taking away a prime defense, a defense that you have. And Esau has you look at the money, he's on the top of the money. The money is Esau's God.
Right.
That's his God, and he has the ability, because it's an idol. He has the ability to control that God, and our people look up to that idol as a God. So when you get out of line, Esau can put sorrow upon you. So that's why our people were saying, look, since we departed from what the heathen wanted us to do, we would have much sorrow, man. We getting afflicted. Let's join back into these heathens, so that they can give us, some of us a place at the table. Jake's favorite saying now. They can give us a seat at the table, and they're willing to sacrifice unto devils. They're willing to make a league with Satan, a league with hell, make a covenant with death. All those things just so that they could have some type of comfortability, man.
Yeah, I just want to point out something on the back of the dollar bill. This is one of the most scrutinized things in the world. You see this all-seeing eye right here? Esau, even Esau has a saying, "Big brother's watching." And what is Esau to Jake? What are the Edomites to the Israelites? Literally our big brother.
Right.
So that's the big brother that's watching. All that is symbolic. Just wanted to point that out.
I want to say something. That's how you know the scripture where it talks about, you know, we have to go to our enemies for one of all things. Because back then, like back, I said, you know, after post-slavery and everything, but, you know, Jake, but, you know, the whole Wall Street and everything back in 1920s, 1930s, I'm not sure the years, we try to establish our own communities, you know, our own banking, our own agriculture, everything. We try to build up everything on our own. And not
1920 Oklahoma.
1920?
Oklahoma, yeah.
1921? All right. Yeah. Thank you. You know, so we try to establish our own communities, our own system, our own setup. What did Esau do? He bombed everything. He bombed the city of Tulsa, Oklahoma. He bombed us, you know, and then send in troops, and he declared martial law, and then basically put our people in subjection. You know, so now, like, even with the whole Negro leagues, you know what I mean? Because when they had their own Negro leagues, and when they had their own baseball team, and then what they do, they recruited Jackie Robinson to play in the MLB. You know, their MLB, their white league, whatever, that they established because they didn't want us to have our own, so they took the best baseball player and had them play in their league, and then they paid them decent money and everything, and then what happened? Our people seen that, they said, yo, I'm worth this, I'm worth that. Like him, I'm just as good as him, or better or whatever. So I'm gonna join that league now. So now we end up subjection.
I just want to make the point. You said Jackie Robinson, and the thing about him, he wasn't even one of the best Jakes. They brought him in because he was
Well behaved.
Yeah, well behaved, docile. So
Right.
he was easier to to control. That's why he was brought in. But it was way better players than Jackie Robinson.
They made him seem like he was the best. I know there were other baseball players. I'm not too set with the baseball.
No.
Yeah, but yeah. No,
I'm saying, I don't know if y'all brothers saw the movie 42. That movie, man, when he was playing, when he first was trying to play, they was giving him hell. And I'm talking about just saying shit. They was throwing stuff they was throwing glass bottles at his crib. They was really harassing him, man. So it wasn't like he was just playing there and it was like easily transitioned. And the owner of the team he played for was basically like, I think Harrison Ford played him. Now just stay, you're a strong man if you endure it. That was some bullshit, man.
Right.
Because they're wrong. And the white dude, when the white dude said, the teammate said something to the other dude, he was like, yo, you know he can't do nothing, man. Because if he'd have did something, he would have lost all his shot. And that's the same thing with 50 said, oh, it's hot. You know what I'm saying? That's what was happening, man. It wasn't a smooth transition. They was giving that man hell. And he just took it because he was docile and because he was a coon. That's what they emulated, the coons. The Negro League was doing better than the MLB.
That's right. I got a precept. The book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 16, says, who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who shall stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? And that's why Esau doesn't take. That's why, they will never. Esau will take a docile Jake and put him on a high level because they're easily manipulated. They're not going to buck up. They're not going to, stand up for righteousness, man. They're not going to be somebody that's like, yo, no, that's wrong. Because as long as they get in their pockets lined with those FRNs, they're going to just do exactly what they're going to influence Jake to be wicked. Those influencing these commercials, these rap music, that's what Kanye was trying to say, roundabout way, like, yo, you got handlers, man, and everybody in the industry knows about it.
I was gonna say, and there's a term that they use for Jake. It's called the angry black man. That in jobs, you see them in the show The Office. The only Jake that's in the office, he's lazy and he gets mad at everybody. That's that stereotype they put on you. That's the type of Jake they want.
Yep. So who's going to stand up for YAHAWASHI against the evildoers, man, and the workers of iniquity. It's only going to be the elect, the servants of the Lord, man, that have, as Paul said, that have not shunned to declare the whole gospel. Because you even got men that claim to be in the truth that will shy over certain topics because they don't want to have certain type of a negativity come toward them, man. Yeah, they don't want to ruffle feathers, you know. But hey, the Lord, I said it a couple weeks ago, the Lord was all about ruffling feathers, man. That's why the Lord told Ezekiel, that's why he told John the Revelator to what? Eat the whole roll, man. Because there's going to be things that may sound offensive, especially to your Babylonian mind. But Yahawashi said what? Blessed is he that is not offended in me. You got a lot of people, you can find that scripture.
Make that forehead
hard against their forehead. You got a lot of people that are offended at the word of the Lord. But you being offended at the word of the Lord is really you being offended at truth, man. Which shows for you to be what, an adversary to the Lord. Because what did he say about the devil? He said what? That when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. Because he is a liar and the father of it. There is no truth in him.
And also today especially, I don't know if we went into it, but 10 years ago on today's day in so-called Babylon, the Lord unleashed his fury upon New Jersey. Today, 10 years ago, was the anniversary of Sandy. The Lord wreaked havoc all over. Now, y'all talking about Jersey strong and all that nonsense all up and down the coastline. Y'all wasn't that damn strong when the Lord was raining his fury upon you.
Isaiah 29 verse 6.
Oh, that's right.
Thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, of hosts, with thunder and with earthquake and with great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire.
Y'all better get it right, man. These hurricanes, earthquakes, and all that, yeah, there's gonna be more. It's gonna get worse. There's gonna be another damn, just like this elder right here said years ago. Sandy got sisters. The Lord gonna destroy y'all with all of that until you come back to the Lord, and He's gonna destroy this damn kingdom, man. 10 years ago today was Hurricane Sandy, raining on your damn, destroy your Hollywood. What is it? What's today? Tomorrow, whatever. Halloween. Yeah, mischief night. Yeah. The Lord gonna destroy your mischief night, throwing eggs at people's houses. You're gonna throw a damn egg at somebody's house who got a gun, and you're gonna have a swift damn justice.
I don't even think they do that no more, Elder, because eggs is like fucking $5 a dozen. Like, we used to throw eggs when them shits was dirt cheap, but you throwing eggs, like, you must got some sitting on some money. Like, I don't think Jake throwing no more, throwing eggs like that.
They'll find a way to do the wickedness, though.
They're wise to do wise to be evil. But speaking about so-called Halloween over there in South Korea, in the capital, there was a stampede that killed at a Halloween festival that killed over 120 people, man.
Seoul, right?
Seoul, yeah. Seoul, the capital of South Korea. You know, they said people were just dropping from heart attacks, man. So you in your feast. Even amongst these heathen nations, man, the Lord is visiting the earth. Okay, and that's ultimately why, because this earth is saturated with wickedness, man. This earth is saturated with following after the ways of Esau. Because the Moabites didn't create Halloween. What the fuck? What are y'all celebrating Halloween over in South Korea for? But it's because what? They have drunken of the wine of this whore, this harlot's fornication, man. Her immoralities. This whole world is polluted with the with wickedness, man. To the point where now the Lord is about, and now the Lord got the prophets that are sighing and crying. You got the believers that are sighing and crying, the elect, that we're crying out, just like how Lot was vexed with the filthy conversations of the wicked. We're beseeching the Lord, asking him, how long shall this wickedness endure? And the Lord is hearing our cries, man. And that's why you're seeing the violence and the hell come upon this place, man. And like how the elder just said, it's not going to stop. It's only going to continue and get worse and worse. There's going to be a lot of death that's going to happen in these very streets, man. It ain't going to just be over there in Ukraine. It ain't going to be praying for I stand with Ukraine. You're going to be asking somebody to stand for you, man. You ain't going to be able to stand.
This is Matthew 11, verse 6. And blessed is, this is YAHAWASHI speaking, and blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me.
Yeah. Blessed is he whosoever is not offended, man, in the Lord. Because we're coming into times, as we're seeing, that anybody that speaks, you speak the Bible, and definitely if you stand up and say that you are an Israelite.
Good information. That's good information. How you find it?
How do you find the information?
Oh, well, I mean, we online on YouTube. So if you go to,
You have the phone.
No,
yeah.
I have them. And that's what I should do. Where you find them?
Well, so it's really in the Bible.
You deep.
Of course.
You
Yeah.
understand the Bible?
Yes. So it's all in the scriptures.
Oh, no. Good stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Because got a lot of lie behind everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just understand the lie, understand yourself.
Yeah, you got to understand
You
yourself.
understand what I mean? You understand the lie, you understand who you are. You understand yourself. I
Yep.
don't have to tell you nothing more.
All right. Yeah, man. It said, well, blessed is he that is not offended in you, man. Okay, because you're gonna have people. Look what happened with and like I said, they're not even speaking, you know, the whole truth, the whole ministry, the whole gospel. But look what happened with Nick Cannon. What happened with Ice Cube, Deshaun Jackson, Kendrick Lamar. They were offended. And they didn't even, and all they did was just say that they, you know, were Israelites, man. They're not even coming out here and actually prophesying against Babylon. They're not coming out here and revealing the wicked. All they just said was, they just put on the, you know, we read Ezekiel 37, they just put on the skin, but they didn't even have the breath of life. But they was offended just by what happened when they put on the skin, man.
The movie Asher that never came out.
Oh yeah, that movie Asher that never came out. Yep. You know. So you got to be really. Hey, that's why the scripture talks about girding up your loins, man. Girding up the loins of your mind, because your mind got to be impenetrable in order to serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Because this devil, he's gonna throw everything that he got, and the earth is given into his hands. So right now he has a large arsenal. You get Isaiah 54 and 17. He has a large arsenal that he thinks that is going to be able to get us off get us off of our faith. But you can't remove the elect, man, because the elect are rooted in YAHAWASHI, which is that strong rock, man. Okay, that rock that cannot be broken. The Lord said what? That our rock is not like their rock, man. Because these other nations, they can be persuaded, they can be threatened enough to move from their belief system.
Right.
Why do you think when colonization happened, why do you think they celebrate Christmas in these other nations, in these other heathen lands, man? Why they follow after what Esau does? It's because of what? Their rock wasn't really a strong rock. And Esau came with the power that the Lord gave him, his sword, and told him, hey, you gotta follow what we doing, man. To hell with what you doing. Now you got you got sodomites over in the Middle East. You got women driving cars. That's why these nations are mad, man. He's like, yo, this devil, he done came here, bombed us, and it completely changed the philosophies of how we conduct our lives, man. You can say it.
The human rebellion in Iran.
Yep.
Got the gay parade for Purim in Tel Aviv every year in Israel.
The biggest one in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you got countries that literally emulate America in its ways and its philosophies, man. And that's ultimately. And remember, a lot of Easternized countries, they're very what's the word? Like theocratic. What? It's not, even though it's not the God of the Bible, but a lot of Eastern countries, they built their kingdoms or their countries, governments based off of their gods. But here it is, they're doing business now the way that Esau does it, man. They're conducting their governments the way that Esau does it. And the biggest nation that does that is our people, man. We're completely through. We don't even got a country. Our people completely don't even follow none of their heritage, and that's why the Lord got us up here, man. He set forth the apostles last, and that's when it becomes a problem. If there were so-called East Indians up here teaching their people to come back to Kali, Esau wouldn't give it. He'll be out here giving donations, man. He'll probably put you on Channel 5, like, oh man, this is a great thing, man. You know, it's good to see diversity. You know, people stand up for their heritage and their culture. But as soon as Israel stands up for who they are and their God and their people, is an issue. There's a problem. Now we're domestic, you know, teas, extremists, all these other things, man. You got that in Isaiah?
Isaiah 54:17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn.
Every tongue, man. And what is the biggest way Esau uses his tongue? It's through his media. All right, that's how Esau, these elites, speak to the masses of the people. So when you see multiple different media outlets saying the same thing, that's these elites telling the masses of the world, this is how we are handling. This is what we think about anybody that speaks about being any Israelite that speaks about being an Israelite, man. Anybody that says the truth about who we are, this is what we're going to do to you. And that's ultimately them trying to, speaking to us. But once again, the Lord did not give us the spirit of fear, man. Okay?
Yeah, and also want to bring out about Kanye. Kanye's been disrespecting the so-called black community for years. Never been canceled. He even disrespected the so-called white community for years. Remember when he jumped on TV and was like, Bush don't care about black people? With Michael Myers or whatever the hell that actor name was, when he jumped on the stage and snatched the mic from Taylor Swift, he disrespected regular Edomites, but this time he disrespected the Esau of all Esau's, the synagogue of Satan. So that's why he's in trouble. That's why he's getting canceled. That's why he's no longer a billionaire. You disrespect regular white people is one thing. You disrespect the synagogue of Satan, now your whole everything's over.
That's word. That's a good point. And that show you that Amalek don't give a fuck about their own people. Cause see, they like, I'll let you niggas talk about y'all, but not us. So that's crazy.
Della crap is really what it's like.
This is Numbers 24:17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and an acceptor shall rise out of Israel.
Hey, this is a heathen, a heathen prophesying about Israel, man. And that goes to show you that the Lord can use anybody. The Lord can use anybody to speak the truth, man. And that's why we're not so, we're not starstruck over what Kanye is saying. It is ultimately because he heard the prophet speak about it, man. And the Lord said in the last days, he was going to pour his spirit upon all flesh. You got heathens, you got small hats that came out and said that we are actually the true chosen people, man. It's a common thing. It's a commonly known over there in the Eastern Hemisphere. Why do you think it costs so damn much for you to leave America to go over there, man? See, it's cheap for people from over there to come here, but it's expensive for you from here to go over there, man. And I've been over there and I've seen different ancient churches of the medieval ages that got the dark paintings of the saints, man. The relics. The wall. You see, like you got like the painted. They actually called something, but the painted windows in these like older churches over there.
Glass.
What happened?
Stained glass.
It's stained glass. The water. Stained glass. You see, if you come here in America, the stained glass paintings are all a bunch of Edomites. But over there in Europe, in the northern interiors of Africa, it's all dark skinned, man. And those are way older than the ones over here in America. So it's common knowledge of who we are. It's just not common to our people, man. Go ahead.
I can add to that point, though. Yeah, and that's why, like, they trap our people, like, with passports and shit, right? Because if you own child, and they know Jake like to fucking spread they seeds in our kind of nature to do it. We do it in a wild way and out of order. But if you owe child support, you can't get your passport. If you got a criminal record, some type of shit, you can't get your passport. They do a lot of things that our people is like known for doing in their youth as youngins, that if you wasn't trying to go apply for your passport, you would be denied. And that kind of keep you here in Babylon dealing amongst the bullshit was preventing your eyes from being open to different parts of the world that these different relics of ancient history. And you know, they keep our people down by their own behavior, by their own use of their rod, and they will to reproduce, and they use that against you to prevent you from getting your passport, to keep you strapped here in this society. Because even going back to slavery, you needed a passport to go from plantation to plantation. Say Essex County was a plantation and Union County was a plantation. You couldn't go from Essex to Union County without getting a passport to go to that plantation. So these countries, they had nothing but big ass plantations. And Esau found out ways to keep you on their plantation from traveling the world and seeing different truth that will open your eyes.
Yep. Hey, they showed you that. They showed you that in the Django when Jamie Foxx came to their plantation. And he had on the nice giddy up. They were looking at him like, yo, he weird, man. You know. And that's really how, when you go, like I said, I can attest to it. When you go outside of Babylon, man, even other Edomites, and they're still Edomites, it's still the devil, but it's like a strong ass hate, vibration on Jake here in America. Because when you go to other countries, Jake is more, I can say not accepted, but yeah, you say accepted for lack of a better word. They're more accepted in these other countries, man. They're still Jake and they're still under the curses, but it's not as harsh here in America, man. And the thing is, with our people, you see how the system of Babylon, Esau is so such a devil. Southern tribe, Esau oppresses Southern tribe to the point where you can't afford to leave. Majority of our people can't leave Southern tribe out of America. You know, and they wasn't even taught about traveling because their parents didn't travel, because their parents didn't travel, because their parents couldn't travel. So it wasn't something like, oh, you should go and visit here. You should go actually look at different, other things of the earth. So when you get down to our people now, our age, you'll be hard pressed to find a brother that's been to more than 4 states, man. Hard pressed to find that, man. 4 states. And it's like, in our people, it's like, oh yeah, nah, I don't really try, it's not even a thing. They don't even look at it like, that's kind of fucked up. They just think, oh, I just go here. But the scripture talks about that experience comes from what? Traveling, man.
Yeah, that's
experience comes from traveling. And then with the Northern Kingdom, they see the illusion of Babylon so much that they're trying to get to Babylon in any way possible, most of the time illegal. But then once they get here, they can never leave, because if they leave, they can never come back. So the northern tribes, they come here. I got you. The northern tribes, they come here, but they can't go back, because if they leave, they can never. If they leave to go anywhere else, they can never come back here. So it's like both sides of the fences. Our people are just stuck in this rat race, man. Which in this place is the worst place for you to be stuck at as an Israelite, man.
Haggai 1:6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes.
That's it, man. You put something in a bag with holes, it's not going. It's not gonna be there when you come to look for it, man. And that's what it is with going back to what money is. It's a tool, it's a defense. So you're putting your money in your defense in a bag with holes in it. So when you come to try to grab it when the time you need it, you don't have it. And that's how this system works, man. And the word system means pit. And that's what this is. They call it what in the casino, they call it what, the money pit. You know? In Wall Street, where the stocks and the traders are at, they call that the pit. And in the New York Stock Exchange, they call it the pit. And that's what and that's what our people are, man. They're stuck in this pit, trying to get out of it. But you wasn't created. It wasn't designed for you to get out of it, man. It was designed for you to continue to fall. The harder you try to get out of it, the deeper you fall. It's like quicksand. And the scripture says, "What is our people? Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave?" And that's what you see when you look at Israel here in America, man. If you being proud as an Israelite, proud to be an American, you're basically saying you're proud of being a slave. You're a homeborn slave.
Yeah, I want to say something. We got to go into words, right? Break down homeborn slave. What is a homeborn slave? You're born, like where you're born at, where you from, you should be a man of renown. You should be important. The scriptures talking about Israel is a slave that's born in his own home. Literally, like we're servants and slaves here in Babylon. We're considered American, right? African American. But who is the most oppressed people in America? African Americans and Hispanics. So it goes to show you, it's a deep thing about homeborn slave. Like, you're not supposed to be a native slave. Slaves are usually taken from wars that you take others captive. But you actually are a slave in your own place where you're supposed to be the king.
Yep. And that's why the scripture says you, give me Micah 2:10. You know, that's why the scripture tells you to what? Arise ye and depart, man. All right, the Lord didn't bring us here to be Americans. You know, He didn't bring us here for us to think like we could put our feet up and live comfortably, man. This was a wake-up call for our people. That's what America is. It's a wake-up call for our people, but at the same time, you got majority of our people that are in that deep sleep. So it doesn't matter how hard you ring the bell, you're still going to be asleep until that final bell get ring, which is when the Lord come back and that fire hit. Then you're going to realize, man.
Got it. It's Micah 2 verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted and it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
And our people, they know it's not their rest, man. That's why they always the most stressed people, most people that deal with anxiety, most people that deal with depression, because you're once again you're trying to make a square fit in a circle, man. It don't add up. So the Lord said, what? To arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. We're trying to enter into our rest, man. And that's why we're doing this. That's why we're coming out here. That's why we're laboring. We understand that there is a rest for us. There is a time, which is going to be a time without end. There is an age, a world, a country, a kingdom, to add it all together. There is a kingdom where you so-called blacks, Negroes, and Native Americans are going to be at rest. And that sounds so absurd to our people, but that's what the gospel is. They're so used to just being downtrodden. They're so used to being oppressed. They're so used to being just completely destroyed that they think that is what life is. That is what life is about. Life is about you just being on the bottom. But no, that's why YAHAWASHI came to do what he did, man. That's why the Lord came on the scene and put his sins on the cross for us, man, so that we can enter into a rest. Because you shouldn't, when you think about life, you shouldn't just be thinking about bills. You shouldn't just be thinking about how can I make it from one day to the next. As a Yasharala, which is the son of a power, your mind's supposed to be thinking about how to rule. You shouldn't be thinking about how much you're being ruled. And that's what our people trying to figure out ways to make being ruled a little bit more comfortable, man. That's the position that we are in. You know, I was talking to one of my boys in the world last night. I went to the store, went to Walmart with my son, and me and him, we was just like actually just talking. He's 8 years old, and we was actually having like a real conversation about different things. It wasn't nothing like deep, but it was, you know, 8-year-old conversation. But I was like actually engaged in the conversation with my son while we were shopping. And then some older Jake, he just stopped me. He was like, "Yo, man, I just want to say, yo, that's a beautiful thing to see. You know, that's a beautiful thing. Just the fact that I was watching you over there and I seen you over here, and the fact that you were just actually like talking to somebody, actually having a real conversation. Like you don't really see that." And then, like, you know, I'm like, you know, thank you, appreciate you. He's like, "Nah, man, you gotta post that, man. You gotta put that somewhere. Like, yo, people need to see this." And I'm just like, nah, it's all good. He was like, "Man, nah, man, from a black man to a black man, I appreciate, yo, man, do your thing." So I'm telling my boy this, and then like we laughing, but then it turned 180 because it was like, yo, he was like, "Yo, that just goes to show you how fucked up we really are," because it's something to be. I got congratulated for talking to my son. And it's not about me doing it. It's about what you don't see that amongst our people, man. Right. You don't see a father where his child actually engaged with him, and that's a part of the curses, man. So with him seeing that, he was basically seeing the curse being lifted up, lifted up, and that's not something that is normalized in our society, man. Because if it was a so-called white person, any other nation, a person's man talking, it would have just been a regular thing. But it's not regular to see our people are family oriented, man. You know, it's not regular to see a man, an Israelite child, especially a boy, have a father figure in his life. But that's why, hey, that's why we got to get the hell up out of here, man. That's why we got to get the hell up out of here, because that one small thing is something that is like embedded in our culture to where it's like, damn, this is amazing to you. Having a man talk to his son is amazing to you as a so-called, you know, black person.
And to add to that point, just in a movie, Boys in the Hood, because she was like, because Trey got in trouble at school. She was talking to the teacher. She was like, "Well, Trey ain't going to be coming in no more. He going to live with his father." And the teacher was like, "His father?" She was like, "Yeah, his father. What do you think? We had children on our own?" Because to show you that the teacher was so used to kids coming in there without fathers, for her to say Angela Bassett, I forget her name in the movie, but Angela Bassett played Trey's mother. And she told the teacher, like, "Well, I hear what she's saying, but he's going to live with his father on that side of town." And she was kind of like, she said it like his father, and she was like, "Yeah, what the fuck you think we just have babies on our own?" His father, to show you the rareness of it.
I remember in the scene before that when Trey was arguing with the dude in the classroom, he said, "At least I know my daddy, bitch." Yeah, he showed you, man, the curses. You know, we laughing at it, but that shit is real, man. It's just sick.
Hey, but see, they make, and who made money off of that film? Esau, man, Amalek, man. They make money off of our people being downtrodden, man. They're showing the curses of our nation, and they're the ones that's making the bread off of it, man. Give me Revelation 22, verse, you start at the top. Okay, and that's what the gospel is about, man. That's what the ministry, that's why the Lord has sanctioned us to come out here to preach repentance before the kingdom of heaven is at hand, because the Lord said what? That it is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. It's going to please the Lord to see our people in a peaceful state, man. Imagine a whole nation of Israel, every single Israelite in a good vibration and a righteous order, man. Without having to worry about somebody trying to rob you, somebody trying to take your woman, all right? Not having to worry about your child being molested or, you know, being kidnapped and sent off into child sex trafficking, because that's they don't never talk about how much of Israelites' children are missing, man. me and my E the other day, because we was watching this movie about, which was based off of a real event. Watching this movie on how this girl got kidnapped, whatever, and we went to go just check like the child missing. I forgot what the actual site is. Went to go check like child missing children, and the majority of the missing children are Israelites. And it's funny, the majority of them, of the Israelites that were missing, were actually northern tribes, man. So you got a lot of you Hispanics that you come over here, or you send your child over here by themselves, or with their older sibling that may be like 14, 13, and they're like coming here, they're 9, 8 years old, and you send them over here and you never hear from them again. Your child is on a milk carton, man. Or they over there in Epstein Island. A lot of northern tribe children are being molested, man. But nobody, because they're what they call undocumented, then nobody cares about it. They're not actually in the system.
Right.
You had what, those 14, was like 14 missing, it was like a couple years ago. I remember Gabar used to talk about it. Those 14 so-called black women, Israelite women, I think it was down in like Baltimore. It was like within like well, I think DC, within a span of like a month or two, man. You had like 14 kids, women, children, so-called black women that were missing, man. But that wasn't, what happened?
I think it reached 60.
It reached 60? But that wasn't
ICE.
something that was popular. Oh yeah, ICE.
They misplaced all them Issachar right children.
Yep.
And then nobody gave an update on that. Nobody said, oh, we replaced them with their families. When ICE was grabbing up all the foreigners and all that, it was like 15. It was about 1,500 of them that was misplaced. So it just popped in my mind what ICE did. Nobody knows the update on that. Did they give them back to their families, or was they lost in the system, or what?
Yep. But we're the most hateful group, man. We're extreme. The fact that you got so many missing people, missing Israelites in your kingdom, that's extreme, man. But I believe it's in the book of I know you're holding something. Give me Jeremiah 15. I want to say it's 5. Where nobody actually stops to care about the conditions of our people. But then when we actually come and talk about it, you see what happens to us. We get called crazy. We get called radical. We get called DTs. Right?
Jeremiah 15, verse 5. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest?
Yeah, who's gonna do that, man? Who's gonna have pity upon you, man? This devil got to the point you can't even have pity upon yourself. You can't have pity upon yourself. Because that might be anti-S. If you point the finger, if somebody's bullying you, and you point the finger and say, I'm getting bullied by this guy, the bully gonna come turn back and say, nah, you're hateful. They said, I seen the elder brothers in Dallas saying, the Amalekites, they play the villain and the victim, man. How are you the villain and the victim? You can't be the bankers, control the media, and then also be the people that want to cry. Oh, that's hateful. You're come to the museum and see what happens to us. Yo, somebody Google. I was thought about this the other day, but I didn't do it. Yo, Google how many so-called Black American museums are there, and then Google how many small hat museums are there, man. Because what happened to the small hats didn't happen on this soil. What so-called happened to them didn't happen on this soil. So why you want us to go and look at your museums where something happened over there in Germany, man?
Everything they did in Germany was based on American history.
There you go.
Everything they did.
There you go.
Hitler embarrassed this country by saying he made that a fact.
Yep. And on top of that, America, even during World War II, who benefited from World War II? That's what you got to really think about. Who actually benefited from that war, man? America benefited the most. And who is America's biggest allies? The small hats. That's why they get funded. We always say that the biggest welfare babies are the small hats, man. They give them like what, 40 to 50 billion dollars a year, man. But how much money they gave to the Israelites, man? You literally had Israelites fighting a war, fighting a war because they were told that if you fight and if we win, we'll give you 40 acres, man, and a mule. What happened? You said it's not good?
It's not good, bro.
Yeah, let's hear it.
There's according to World Atlas, there's 110 African American museums in the world. I don't even have a number on how many small hat museums there are, but I have a list of how many of what countries they're in: Albania, Argentina, Australia, Austria, Belarus, Belgium, Brazil. What do Brazilians need to know about you damn rats for? Seriously, what does Brazil have to do with you damn rats? Bulgaria, Canada, China, Croatia, Cuba. What the hell do my people need to know about you for? Like literally, what's the tie between the Jewish Holocaust in Cuba? My bad. The Amalekite. The Amalekost. The Amalekost. Czech Republic, Ecuador, Estonia, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Indonesia, Israel, Italy, Japan, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Mexico. What do Mexico need to know about the Amalekost for? Netherlands, New Zealand, North Macedonia, Norway, Philippines, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Russia, Serbia, Slovakia, Slovenia, South Africa, Spain, Suriname, Sweden, Taiwan, Ukraine. That explains a lot. United Kingdom, United States, Uruguay, Uzbekistan. Oh.
You don't got nothing there?
It has a whole article for the ones that's in America.
Oh.
Wow.
And that just doesn't mean that there's one in each of those countries.
Exactly.
Right.
Another case in point, you was talking about the small hats.
Yeah.
So-called small hats. How did they monopolize like 80 to 90% of the slave trade? And don't nobody talk about that except some of their more honest Jewish Caucasian scholars on paper. They monopolize it.
Because what it is that a long time ago, a certain family whose name means Red Shield, right, made arrangements throughout the world, power plays, because the philosophy was, give me control of the money and I don't care who wins the war. Because they fund both sides, right? Every single country has to borrow money somehow from them, go to them for money and currency. You give them control of the currency, they don't give a damn. Fight, kill each other, it don't matter, because the small hats control it all. Matter of fact, honestly, it ain't even these small hats. These are the ones over there in this area over here, North Elizabeth and Hillside. They're the small fish. Yeah, they're not even worth a damn. You got to go to damn England and where the Red Shields really live at. Because I don't know, can I say what the Red Shield family?
But that goes to show you, hey, they say if you want to know who's on top, not that, but you want to know who's on top is who you can't speak about, man. Who you can't publicly speak on. Who you can't verbally come against, openly come against. Because it don't matter. You can say nigga, 100 times. You listen to music coming up and down the street. You can have that in movies. You can have that I remember in wrestling, you had Vince McMahon. You said, what up, my nigga? And just kept it walking. And that's what happened. People, it's just funny, and just everybody laugh, everything's all good. But What if you would have said, you know, I don't even know what oh God, what is it? Kite? They can't even say. What if you say that? What if you say, what up, my KITE? Oh my God, you gotta cancel him. Oh, sorry, KIKE. You gotta cancel him. All right. You know?
You can't even say they have a lot of money.
Yeah, you can't even say that they own banks, man. That's what I said. They're the villain and the victim. But that's goes into that scripture there. Read that. Robin?
You're the Batman and the Joker.
Yeah, they are the Batman and the Joker.
Start back at the top.
Numbers 24:17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and the scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Shet.
Yep. Hey,
Numbers 24:17.
hey, and you want to talk about anti-S, which is that's a false narrative in itself, man. Because when you really go to the brother who did a live stream last night, when you go into the world population, if people actually knew their heritage, the majority of the world is actually Shemites, man. The majority of the world is Shem. So how can you be an anti-S? And how are you the only S in the world? Like, so well, guess what? Rap music is anti-S. If you go, because we're Shemites, man. The rap culture is anti-S. Americans hating things being made in China is anti-S. Because Moab is a Shemite.
Ishmael,
Yeah, Ishmael.
Elam.
Yep. You literally got a whole political party that is against buying China, you know, buying things from China, economically coming against, you know, China, but they don't call that anti-S. But continue. Hey, YAHAWASHI, he's the biggest well, your definition of anti-S. He's the biggest anti-S, man. And that's why you devils, you don't acknowledge the Messiah, man. Go ahead.
And Edom, this is verse 18. And Edom shall be a possession. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly.
Hey, it said Edom is going to be a possession. What is that? When you possess something, that means you own it. So when you say that the Hebrew Israelite thinking is hateful, well, we're reading straight from the Bible, man. This is what the Lord said. The Lord said it, Old Testament, New Testament, Apocrypha. That what is that? Revelation 13 and 9 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. So if you want to stop the Hebrew Israelite thinking, then that means that you're ultimately going to have to ban the Bible. You're going to have to outlaw the Bible, and they're going to do that, man. They're going to say that if you adhere to the Bible in this form or this philosophy, then that's against the law. That's hate speech, domestic tease. Going back to what Antioch Epiphany said, he made it a law to call yourself a Jew, man. Made it against the law to call yourself a Jew. So when they come like that, and that's why the Lord said it, you that endure to the end. Because when that happens, are you going to renounce? Are you going to stand firm? When they attack your job, when they attack your family, have your family turn against you. When they come at your friends and say, are you associated with him? And then your friends come against you. Are you going to still stand firm? Or are you going to fold, man? And this right here is the try. This is our training. Okay? Remember your training. They tell you that in boxing. Remember your training, man. That's why you got to exercise these things. You can't just put this on and put it off, and then I do this a couple days, and then I not think about it. Nah, this got to be continuously on your mind, man. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding should be the stability. And that's why the devil puts out all of these different distractions so that your mind isn't prepared for what's about to come.
Out of verse 19, Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city.
Right.
And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter and end shall be that he perish forever.
Hey, so he said Amalek was the first of the nations, man. And when you go into that word first, it's actually, I'm not gonna do that. It means, what was that? Ra'aisha Yah. You know, you go with the Hebrew.
Ra'ashayah.
Ra'asha Yah.
Oh wait, what? Ra'ashiyah.
Ra'asha, which means first, beginning, the best, the chief, or the choice, the choice part. So when he looked on Amalek, he said what? That you're going to be the best of the nations. You were going to be the choice part of the nations. So that's how, going back to the point, that's how they was able to monopolize and able to get control of the money, get control of the media, get control of what they call it, the lobbyists, the governments, because the biggest lobbyists are small hats, man. That's how they was able to do that, because really it was prophecy. They're just fulfilling their part in prophecy, man. But they're at the latter end of that, because they have they already have but for a short time. The triumphing of the wicked is but for a moment. So the fact that they know that they got a short time, and now they're seeing the elect of the nation of Israel come wake up, coming into their knowledge, that's even more of an indication that they got a short time. And they're not going to just let that ride. They're not going to just allow that to happen. And that's where the persecution is going to come in. That's when the trials of our faith is going to be put on an all-time high, man. You know, yeah, you can bring that up, bro. Yeah.
Just wanted to bring out a quote. The German poet Heinrich Heine, a Jewish convert to Lutheranism, declared, "Money is the god of our time, and Rothschild is his prophet." He described Nathan Mayer Rothschild as one of the 3 terroristic names, this is Wikipedia, I didn't make it up, that spell the gradual annihilation of the old aristocracy.
Yeah. You know, so at the end of the day, as they did with Kyrie, which, like I said, he didn't even actually give his opinion on it. But look at the backlash he's getting, man. So if they did that to him, understand how much more, you know, they're going to come after the men that are giving you this knowledge and truth, you know, unadulterated, man. Straight, raw and uncut. Are you believers, you know, that are watching diligently? Because Esau's algorithm, they following that too. They following your phones. Oh, you go here a lot. You subscribe to this, and that. So what is that going to be, man? How you doing?
Just going back up a little bit. It's all good. Back a little bit. That's all good.
You know? So this is why you got to keep that in your mind, man. You got to stay in the spirit. All right, stay watching, because as the Lord said, man, you know, don't be like those those foolish virgins that you know that didn't trim their lamps. You got to continue to watch, see what this devil is doing, because guess what? He's watching us. He watching everything that we do, man. In the spirit, we're watching you. We know ultimately that we're going to have the victory, man. Okay, so and we'll close it out with that. Lord willing, it's edifying to the elect, giving all praises to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Hey, shalom to the house of David, man.
Shalom.
Shalom.